This conference
Hey,
will
Kirti.
now be recorded.
Let's share my screen. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we are, Kirti. Yep.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys, just remind us, like, in case if we the beginning of the class we will do the recording, just in case, just give a reminder though. Okay? Okay.
I think somebody else, dropped off. I think Dhruva has dropped off the call.
Dhruva.
I see it in the.
Yes.
Yes.
I think for Rajdeepak,
Okay.
he is trying to connect from his office. He has a network issue, so he's dropping on and off. But about Dhruva, I don't know, Kirti. I don't know what is an
I
issue.
think he joined now. I think he joined now. Maybe
ठीक
some
है,
network
ठीक
issues. All right. Okay. So
है. Yep.
can you guys please go to the mute? Thank you. So today I'm going to discuss about the remaining loops called Foreach row and the Foreach item. So let's before this discussion, like I want to highlight the points, like let's say you have using some Excel files or data table. So you can ask me like, what is a data table? Data table is a table which contains the data in the like column wise and the row wise. So you see Excel as a data table because the data will be presenting as a like rows and the columns, right? Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the Excel has a data table considering this, and also like SQL data table. If you are
Yeah.
familiar with the SQL database, you see the each and every table as a structure with the columns and the rows, right? So that is as a data table. So my question is like, how do I iterate through a data table, or forget about the data table, or an object, right? So I want to iterate, or I want to read those items, or I want to write those items into in any Excel or any kind of data source, right? So how do I achieve? So there are like two ways. One is for each row and the for each item. So if you talk about the for each row, it's more familiar for the data table or else in the data in an Excel kind of things. Why? Because it will identify each an object as a row. Row means like you see in the horizontal line in the Excel. Let me show it like. Okay, so these are the rows. Okay, these are the rows in the Excel, and these are the column wise. These are the columns A, B, C. These are the columns. So the data table will iterate all the rows. Like the first iteration, it will start from here, and the second iteration here. How the indexing will be happening? So the index always in the data table or Excel will start from the 0 and then 1, 2, 3, like that, just like arrays you see. So let me go through an example. For to get this for each activity, just type here as a for each. You see it is comes under data table. So that means this will support as a data table. Let's say for example your data source where the data contains is a data table. You can use this activity to iterate all the items or all the columns in the data table. Okay. So there will be differences, right? I can also use for each row and I can also use for each item. There are some differences, or there are some scenarios where I can use for each row and where I can use for each item. So this is the for each row and this is the for each item. So you see in the for each item, there is a type argument called object. There are some type argument in the miscellaneous properties, right? So this type argument, what it does is like, let's say I'm using, my data source is a array or a collection. So you might be asking why, what is arrays and collections? Those are like, we'll be covering it later. Just for an instance, assume it as an array and a data, collection as a data sources, like where the data has been like populating. Okay. So in my collection object, in my collection, the each and every item, as if it is an integer, I can go out here and I can change it to integer. Or if it is a collection of strings, so the type argument will be a string. Or if it is a something else, like if it is again contains a list of items or array of items inside my data source. Okay, I can go here and I can change it to mention as like array of string or array of objects. But when you see it in the for each row, these items will not be appear. Okay, it will take input argument as your data table where the data has been stored, and it will it will give you as index, like if it is like if you want to print those values, you can just mention row of 0 or row of m based on the indexes that is being propagate to the data table. So I think I'll explain with a better example. So now I'm going to explain like how the programming, how we can use for each or how we can use for each item. So before that, I'll explain my scenario. What I'm going to do is I have some set of files in my desktop. So I want to read each, I want to read the file names, whatever the files in that desktop. Okay. So there is some files in my desktop called, okay, this is a folder. Okay, so I want to select this file folder, and then I want to read all the file names what is there in this folder contents. Okay, so let me do it from here. So first step is selecting a folder, right? So select folder, I have to do, just drag. Here the output parameter will be a name of that folder. Just giving this folder underscore name. It is a string variable. Okay, so then after selecting, what I have to do, I want to get the list of items or collection of items in the data folder, right? So for that I have to create one variable, the name of file list or something, and the data type should be collection or array of items. Now here what I do is, so there is a methods, predefined methods to get that the path of the file where it got stored. Okay, so now I want to get this path, right? So in the code, what I will write is directory dot get files So there are, it will take as a overloading method with the file folder name. It's an array of strings. So the files list has been generated. Now I want to read. So I cannot read a single item at a time, right? I want to read like like one by one. After one, I read one file, and then next it has to go to second, third, fourth. So for that we have to iterate using for each item. For each item of file list. Now you see here this, default it will support object. Now you have to change to string. So it will be as a string. So no need to again convert it. So now my ultimate aim is to print the path with the respective of the file name. So let me run it and see. So now it is asking me to to select that file. Folder. I'm selecting this one. So it is giving the full path of that file name. So there are, I think, 4. So 4 file path has been printed. So is there any doubts in this program? Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. So do you have any doubts?
I have one doubt. We
Yeah, tell
can
me.
check 2 file paths at a time.
No, we
We can take.
cannot.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's only one output variable, right? It will not be like multiple. So how come the system will knows that?
Okay. Okay.
So is there any other? Hello?
And one more thing, how we will get the output there?
Where? Like in
In
the.
this in this process, what is
Mhm.
output we will get?
I'm just reading the path of that file names, like where it got stored
Uh-huh.
from the. Like I have a folder in my desktop or wherever. Okay. So what I'm
Okay.
doing is like I'm getting the full path of that file name.
Uh-huh. Okay. So we are
So
searching for each row. Uh, we won't get the
yes,
details of each row.
and we are getting no for each item. It is taking no.
Uh-huh.
See, let
Okay.
me show you.
Uh,
So there are 4, right? There are 4 files which is under testing
oh,
folder. Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So once I read
Hmm.
this, it will print all 4 files full path.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 Got it.
Okay, clear, right?
Oh, okay. Ah,
Okay.
clear. Yes, clear.
Oh. So I'll explain for each row how we can iterate from the for each row and the help of data table. For that, to create one Excel file having a data. So for this, name and printing, salary. So what I'm trying to do is here I'm just reading the data from the Excel. So using read range activity. So what it does is like it will read the data from the Excel and it will store it in the data table, because for each item the input will be a data rows. Okay, using for each. So for the input will be input dt. The name is not coming here because the scope is different. So I need to change the scope. So now here what I'm doing is I'm reading the data table from for each row. And so you can ask me like what is row of 0? So the 0 is like a column index. So I want to print row of 0 means here what it is, the name will be coming. So 0 column has name value and the 1 column has a salary value, right? So that uh, I'm printing in the message boxes. Let me close it. So ABC is the name and the salary will be 2000. for XYZ person, the salary will be 3,000. So or else now I want to add it for only one, then I can concatenate this and then I can press drop one with the space. So what I'm doing here is I'm just assigning this row of 0 to name because I know this row of 0 is containing the name of the employees and row of 1 contains the salary. So I just created a variable called salary with the type of integer. So it will store all the salary details here. So what I'm printing is for the particular name and the concatenating with the salary. Okay. So ABC and the 2000 and the XYZ has 300. So if I want to print with some space, now it will be clear. There are 2 rows, those 2 rows are got printed. So any questions? Hello.
What is C int?
Sorry.
What is C
Oh
int?
yeah.
Row one,
So
row one.
I'll be explaining. I will be explaining what is this CNT and all. in the after this topic. These are like C integer. C int means like converting. So it will be convert string
Integer.
to the integer. It's a data type conversions.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it will convert
Also
into
same
integer.
time.
Yeah, so it will convert string to an integer because the salary contains integer, no. So I mean, if I assign string to an integer, it will throw me some error, right? Those of the validation error. So it will not take it out the data. So I mean, like the data types are I mean, not in the proper. Got it?
Yeah, got
I'll
it.
explain what is dot to string and what is C integer. Like how do we convert string to double? Or how do we convert I mean integer to double? I'll explain you later.
Okay.
Okay.
So you clear, right? What is the difference between Foreach and when we are using Foreach and when we are using Foreach item? So Foreach will use in the data types, like if the data is coming as a data rows, like Excel kind of things, we'll go with the Foreach row. The input will be the Foreach row will be data table, data table, and output you see that, yeah, I mean it will come as a, like a indexing, like row indexes. It will come. And for each item, the input, so it will be a collection of items or array of list items or arrays. So which is holding some data. So it may be objects, or it may be integers, or it may be strings. So I hope you guys clear for both
Yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just let me know if you know if you find any questions or something. Okay, let's move on to today's. So switch case. So today I'll be explaining what is switch case, and I mean these are all comes under conditional operators. Like we'll put some conditions, and based on the condition, the compiler will go each block and then execute it. So those are conditional operators like if else, do while, and for each. All these are expression wise the operations will be performed. So what is a switch case? So let's say in your project or in your use case that there are some multiple choices are there. With that multiple choice, you want to get only one or two choices. Hello?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. The switch operators enables you to select one choice out of multiple based on the value of specified expressions. So you'll be defining
Mm-hmm.
expression here, and then based on the
Mm.
expressions and based on the cases, the compiler will go and execute the program.
Okay.
Okay, so by default, the switch activity uses the integer argument. Like you see the for each item, it supports as object, right? So like that, so there will be a parameter. So the switch the switch case will support integer as a parameter type. But there is a option to change, like whether it's a contains a string, right? Sometimes the conditions will be strings, and then that case you may go there and check it out. So let's see with an example. store the input variable number. The number should be integer. So this program used to check whether the user specified variable is even or not, like even numbers. So the logic for this, like, so if the number is even or not, how do we know? I'm asking you guys. You there?
Even or
Hello.
odd. We
Yes,
will check
even or
even
odd.
or
How
odd
do we check it? Yes.
by using
I mean,
if
like,
case.
I'm not asking about the technical wise, like how do you? I mean, like
Two
normal.
two
If it
is
is
even number,
no,
three is odd number. Uh,
how do you tell like that? If it is a even or odd, and there will be some logic, right?
Divided by 2.
Yeah. So if it is a divided by
Okay.
2,
Divided by 2.
so
It
the
is
number
even
is a
number.
even number. If it is not divided by 2, so it is like a I mean,
Hmm.
like odd
Odd
number,
Odd
number.
right?
number.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll so here the expression will be number mod mbody mod 2. So the mod is like a operator. So I will be explaining is what are the arithmetical operators in the UiPath. So the default, so there is like after the expression there is you see default. Default is like if the condition so is met. Okay, so if it is met for the first time or default value, it will assign it to it will continue the steps in the default session, or else if it is not, it will go to the cases. Here we'll be adding a cases. Okay, so based on the cases, so the compiler will go and check I mean and execute the sequence of steps in the inside the blocks. So if it is divisible by 2, I want to print this message as the given number is even number. Yes. Space. I want to print that number also. Number dot posting. Okay. So if it is odd, so let's say you have given some 7. Okay. So it's not divisible. I mean, it is
By 2.
divisible by 2, but the quotient will be coming, right? So there is a some reminder will be there always. If it is not, if it is an odd number, there will be a reminder always. Okay, right? So consider as a 1.
Okay. Hmm.
Odd plus. So now if I give 7, it will go here and it will execute this. If I give some even number, it has to go here and execute it. I mean, it will print that message. Let's see. So I'll give as here 4. Go to output panel. Yeah, it is printed as the given number is even number.
Even.
If I, okay. So let's try with other example. I'll use some 3 to 4 digit number. So giving as even number. So now you understand, right? So how the switch case will work. So you
Yes, yes.
in your project,
Yeah.
if you are
Okay.
working on one use case or one scenario where the user has to select one choices, but there are multiple choices are available. So instead of going if else multiple times, I mean, like I can also do this program by if
Okay.
else, okay, but I don't want to loop through
Okay.
the items, because what will happen is like, so if my program contains so many loop conditions or so many loop statements, so obviously the performance will go behind. I mean, like the performance is will be weak. So while considering this, the performance issues, so the switch case is better usable than going for multiple if else conditions. So there is no iteration here, right? You see, there is no iteration. It will check for the condition. If it is must, it's directly jumping to that sequence and it executing that.
Okay.
So we are avoiding, with the help of switch, we are avoiding multiple if else loops in the code.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So I hope you guys understand it. Any question on this?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No. No.
In real-time projects, switch case is used.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So shall I go to other topic?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So there are some arithmetical operations are using in the in the UiPath. By using UiPath, you can do some arithmetic operations. So what are they? Like some you see the addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? So first I want to understand what is an operator and what is an operand. So anybody has any idea what is an operator and what is an operand? I think you might be hearing this.
No. No, I don't have idea.
Sorry, you don't.
Operators I know. Operands I don't know.
So you don't have any idea, no idea.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I'll explain you. Okay, so you said you know the operator, but you don't know about the operands, right? So in this expression, what is an operator and what is an operands?
Operator plus.
Tool? What are operand?
Operator plus.
Operand.
Operands comes to plus and equal comes to operands.
Okay, let me explain you.
Hello.
So operator, yeah,
Okay.
let me explain you. So I mean, you said like plus is an operator, which is correct.
Plus
But
and
operands are
equal to
two,
operator.
2, 2. Operands are 2 or
Yes, yes.
2, 2.
Okay.
Or else
Okay.
by this example, the operands are 2, 3. So I
3.
mean, the bottom line is
Three.
what is an
Okay.
operator is the
Plus
function
and
that
equal to.
performs, yeah, the function that performs the operation. So since here we are doing it as like a addition, so the operator is the plus. Okay, so it is telling us how to perform the operation. You clear? So the operator
Oh,
will always tell how to perform the operation.
Yes.
Okay. So operands. So
Mm,
operands are, whereas the operand is the input to the function. So before you do any kind of functionality, you have to give some inputs, right? So then only it will take the operation and give the results, right? Since 2 and 3 are the input to this function, this we call it as a operands. Clear?
Yes, clear.
okay. Okay.
So by this example, the plus is an operator and the 2 and the 3 are operands.
Operands.
Okay.
Okay.
So UiPath will support addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulation. So like addition, you know, like adding a two numbers. Subtraction will be like subtracting the values between the two, or multiplication also, like multiplication of two numeric expressions or two numeric values. The division, you know, I mean, like it will divide by other value. The modulation returns, I mean, it will returns the reminder of the particular two or more values. Okay, let's go with an example. using spaces. So what I'm doing is I created 3 variables, all are numerics. I mean 2 variables, 12 and 8. I'm just performing the action between 1 and 2. Plus is the operator, like I'm doing an addition and storing this value in one more variable called addition. And like that I'm doing it for all, like subtraction between 2 variables and assigning to the 1 variable, like for all operators like multiplication, division and modular. So and I'm just printing these values because since I assigned all these variables as integers, but my message box will not integers to be print. I need to convert this integer to string. So that's why I'm just converting with the help of .toString method. So let me run 0 2. So 20 is the addition and 4 is the subtraction and 96 is multiplication. So 1 is the division and modulation is 4. You guys understand?
Yes.
Like how
Okay.
to. So I understand, no? This is like
Yes.
any basic programming language. You just you see all these operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, let's move on to the other one. So data type conversions. So it's very important to convert like the data type. Sometimes what will happen is like I mean, in this example, I created a variable with the type of integer, right? The data type is like integer, but I don't. I mean, to print this value, message box or write line it will not allow. I need to convert this is to .toString. Otherwise, it will not take. Okay. So that's why not only this .toString, there are so many conversions are available, like which are like from string to integer. We have to is cint in I mean like before that variable. Like this is the function inside your variable will be there. Like similarly, if you want to convert from integer to string, here your variable name will be there, and then inside like .toString we have to mention .toString as a function. Like string to double, like we have method called convert to double. This is the method, overload method, so which will support string to double, and inside your string name or integer or anything will be there. It can be anything. If you put integer, it will convert integer to double. So here the datetime function, let's say in your scenario, the variable name is the variable is of data type is coming as a like some string. You want to convert this as to dot, I mean like datetime. You can use this function which will convert string to datetime. And similarly, there is a decimal. So this function will convert the string variable to decimal values like points. Like let's say like you have
Okay.
1 2 3 4.57, like, but so like that these are the data types, these are the I mean conversions which are available in the UiPath.
Okay. Okay.
So the brackets, inside the bracket you see, right? This is the data variable. Here you have to put your data variable and use this function. So there is one more function which can convert the string to integer, that is convert dot to int 32. Inside your data variable should be there. Okay, so these are the data type conversions. Okay, so and you can ask me a question like, how do I know that the which data type is coming, right? So sometimes you don't know what data type is coming into this variable. So that case, you can there is a function in the UiPath which will support which will give you as a return type. Return type is like the data type. Data type it will give. So I want to know what
Dhruva, could you
is
please?
coming in the multiplication value.
Sorry, Kirti.
Hello.
Dhruva, could you please mute yourself, Dhruva?
Muted.
So I want to know what is the return type of this division variable. So what I do is like just take this variable and press dot and press, there is a there is a key control space. If you press control space, then you can see all the overloaded methods like get type or get type code. Okay, so if you press get type, so it will give you what is the data type of this division variable. Okay, so it's an integer. System dot int 32 means it's an integer value. So like that, you can get the, I mean like data type of each variable. Like if you want to know like what is coming into the variable, or sometimes the data types are mismatches in your code. To fix those problems, you have to know what is coming inside that variable. So for that, you have to use get type, which is a method, so which can return the type in, I mean type of that variable. So clear?
That's clear.
Clear, no?
Yeah, once show me the output, please. Once how will get?
Okay, you want to see the output? Okay.
Yes.
So this is the return type, system dot integer 32.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Got it, no? So you clear right until here. Is there any questions between, I mean like any topic, the switch case or the
No.
I mean arithmetic operators or conversions?
No.
So here you see there are division and modulation, no? If you give this symbol in between the variable, you can see the quotient. You know quotient and the reminder. Quotient means like you know, right? The what is the quotient and what is the reminders, or you don't know. Hello, you guys know what is quotient and what is reminder? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what is quotient and what is reminder? So yeah, just tell me what is the
Mm.
quotient for this example.
5/2 is equal to question mark.
5 by 2.
No. What is the quotient and what is a reminder?
Question means question mark.
No,
Remind.
quotient. No, I'll type it here. This is the one.
I don't know.
So this example, or like quotient is 2 and the reminder is 1.
5. 1.
If you divide this, if you divide with the 2, 5 divided by 2, what will happen is like the quotient will be 2, right? Like the apart from the reminder, there will be some more variable will be there, no? Like if you put it in the, or I don't know how to explain it. Let me try my. If you put like this, 2 here and then 5 here, you will, this is the quotient, right? And this is the reminder. This part is called quotient and this part is called reminder. Clear?
Okay. Yeah, clear.
If you divide,
Yeah.
if you multiply these two values, this has to come.
Yes.
Okay, if you multiply these two values and addition this, the original
Yes.
value, the
Yes.
number which you are dividing, this has to come. There is some
Yes.
formula. Clear?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What is a quotient and what is a reminder?
Okay.
So if you want to get the quotient values, you have to go with the this module. The division operator. This division operator. Or else, if you want to get the reminder between two variables, you have to use modular. Clear?
Okay. Clear.
Okay, let's move on to the logical operators. So have you heard about logical operators any time?
And or not.
So you're from which background? BTech or?
I'm MCA background.
I think you'll be having a STLD class, switching theory and logic design somewhere. Some
Yeah, yeah.
theories
STLD
will,
in
Java
BTech.
C.
huh?
STLD in BTech.
Some kind of that. Like that kind of subject will be coming in
Yeah. Switch cases
Yes.
in the
Yes.
Java or C language.
switch.
Uh,
Yeah. So there you see the gates, and gates, or gates, not gates.
and
Yes.
or
Yes.
not
Yes.
gets. Yeah.
So like that, like here there's some three logical operators or there, like and, or, not. So what is and what is or and what is not? So any idea? So when the and will work, when the or will work, or when not will work?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when
We know.
when can you explain me?
Yeah. I studied these things in that in BTech.
No. Somewhere you have used, right?
Yes. Yes.
In and
So
operation,
can
0 and 0 output is 0. 0, 1 also output 0. 1 and 0 also output 0. And 1 and 1 is output
no,
1.
how does it works? How does it works?
No.
Okay. So these logical operators are mainly used to control our program flow. Usually, you'll find it in an as part of if-else conditions. If-else, mostly you'll see like in the if-else you'll be putting some conditions. Okay, this variable and this condition and this condition meets. Then only you go inside and do the do the perform and remaining activities, or else just skip it this part. So like that, there are these operators will be used inside inside your conditional statements like if else or and for each. In the for each also you'll be using all this. Basically what it does is it will control it will control the program flow. You want to validate something in the data, or you want to you want to filter out the data, you will use all these logical operators. So let me explain you how does it work. So here 0 considered as like one input and 1 you consider is like a one other input. So if one input give false and one input other input as giving true, it became false because the variables should meet the requirement, or the both variables should obey the conditions. Then only AND operator will work. Or else first variable is like true, or it meet the requirement, and the second variable it doesn't meet, so it will again fail. Or both the values get failed, also it will get failed. If both the values get succeed, then only this operator will be succeed, otherwise it will be false in all the cases. So one means success, 0 means failure, like true or false. Okay. So or it is like either. So if at least one should obey, the rest of it will work. At least like at least one means one or more, right? So if both the cases are true, then also it will get obey. It will get obey this condition. If both the cases are false, then it will not obey this. It will get fail. Sorry, here it's written. So the success is more and the failure is less. Here,
0 1 also
not.
1. Okay.
0 1
Okay.
also 1.
Fine. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. So not will work. It's like a ulta, like vice versa. Like if this as true, it will become false. If it is false, it will become true. It's like ulta. The whatever you are doing, it's for reverse.
Okay.
So let me explain with the example. Three variables. Just two. one conditional operator. Now I give my value greater than 0 and my value 1 also greater than my value 2. Okay. Put So what I'm doing is I'm just taking 3 variables considering as integers 2, 1, 3, the default values. So I'm just checking the condition. If the first value is greater than 0 and the first value is greater than the second value, my value in 1 is greater than my value 2. If both should match, or my value 3 is greater than 0, it means my value 3 should greater than 0, like 1, 2 or 3. If any one of this condition match, it will go here, otherwise it will go in the no black. Okay. Okay, so it's printing as yes, because it's obey all the condition, I mean like all the rules in the if condition, if statement. You got it? How do we put on or in the conditional statements,
Yes,
or
got
any
it.
doubts? Okay, so clear, right? So, okay. So for other thing is that there is one more, no, there's a not operator. So taking one example of, I mean like taking one variable called is mail of type boolean. Okay, so if it's a so if so it will, I mean I just created one variable called isMail considering as a boolean value. So what I'm doing is like with the help of not, like if I put not, it will become true. Okay, so it will go here and it will print this message. So clear? Is there any doubts?
How would find it male or female? Where we give the condition?
So basically this, I mean like the Boolean value default will take false operator, no? Boolean
Okay.
value, the default it will take false value, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here it is both,
Okay.
not false means true only, right?
Yes.
True only.
Then
So this message has been printed. Okay. Okay. Let's take this ulta like true. I mentioned as true. Okay.
okay.
Now it has
Uh,
to go else block and it has to print the mail,
mail.
right?
Okay.
Yes. Else mail. Clear?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Clear.
So this AND operator, these are AND operator symbolically, and this is OR operator, two lines called pipe, and not is this one. So what it does is it performs a logical AND of two operands. So this operator will performs a logical between two operands. This operator performs logical OR of two operands. Operands nothing but those two variables which I mean the input to the function, the input to this operators. So it performs a logical NOT of the operands. So these are the three logical operators are using in UiPath. So clear? So any doubts
Yes.
in today's session? Is there any doubts?
No. No. No.
No doubts.
No. No.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Clear.
clear.
Okay. So that's all for the
Guys,
day.
Kirti, I have something to say.
Yes.
Guys, for tomorrow, right? So we have three assignments which
Okay.
need to be done. If you guys can
Hmm.
mute yourself, I will tell you what needs to be done. Okay? So the first assignment, just make a note, Kirti, in the notepad. The first assignment is checking those year is a leap year or no. For that, I'm telling the high level logic. Just take the input year. If that input year mod 4 equal to 0, that means basically it's a leap year. So if that input year mod 4, if it is resulting to 0, then it is a leap year. So you try to build on a logic, right? That input, take an input dialog with year, right? Check the condition, whatever the input year, if it is a leap year or no, and this has to continue this loop until I press an year to 2020. Then the bot should stop the process. This is an first scenario which everyone has to work. And the second one is take two input dialog boxes. The both dialog boxes should take a numbers. Okay, the first input dialog should be a number and second input dialog should be a number. Now you have to check the condition. If both the numbers, whatever the input in the input box, if both are even, then it should display even number. Okay, if both are even. If any of them is an even, right, or prime, then it should say, it's not an inappropriate criteria. If both are prime, then say the prime number.
Hello, what is the third condition? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, if anyone is prime, output is inappropriate criteria.
So just try,
Okay.
I mean, like, at least try to complete it, like, at least, I mean, I think this you can be done. This is also with
Okay.
using switches you can be done. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all for the day. So I'll be
Okay.
uploading
Thank
Okay,
this
you.
thank
Kirti.
you.
video. Okay.
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 Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, Kirti. Bye.
Thank you. Good night. Have a night.